That's right. Welcome back to the No Judgment Zone Red Flag Laws edition, where we explain some of the stuff that you're too busy to read about or you might be too embarrassed to ask about. First, the basics, all right? What are red flag laws, or what are called risk protection orders? Generally, they allow a judge to restrict somebody who has been deemed to pose a threat to either themselves or others from accessing or buying a gun. Now, here in Florida, we already have a red flag law on the books. It was baked in as one of the components of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Act that state lawmakers passed last year. And then this week, another red flag bill was introduced for next year's session, which would expand the scope of who's allowed to petition for a risk protection order to a person's family members. Now, that same bill died in committee in this year's session in Tallahassee. Third, what states already have red flag laws on the books? 17 of them, including Florida and the District of Columbia, have passed some sort of red flag legislation. 4 other states have red flag laws under consideration, one of them being Ohio, where one of this weekend's mass shootings took place. Texas, where the other one happened, well, they have nothing right now. Why do some people oppose red flag laws? Well, it's simple, because they claim the law violates Second Amendment rights of U.S. citizens to own firearms. And lastly, and maybe most importantly, do these laws work? Here's what Pinellas County Sheriff Bob Galtieri, who is the head of the president of the Florida Sheriff's Association and sits on the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Commission, here's what he told me when I asked him if a red flag law could have prevented the Parkland shooting.
You know, generally you try and stay away from what ifs and hypotheticals and having a crystal ball, but I can tell you is that based upon what I know and what we know now, is that there would have been more than sufficient evidence, sufficient information there to get a risk protection order against Nicholas Cruz. Now, that is also dependent upon somebody bringing it forward and having that on the table. But if somebody had and it was available to law enforcement, there's no question that it would have met the criteria. Now, the bar is pretty high. You know, we have to show by clear and convincing evidence that the standard is met. But in the Cruz case, with everything that was there and by his behavior, by his writings, by the statements that he made to others, that would have been a tool that was available